And that's what the industry tells you. Buy this because it's a climbing bike. Now I tell you back, did you become a climber the next day? In 2.5 minutes, you couldn't even continue climbing. In 2.5 minutes. And you know the irony behind it? This is a climbing bike. There you go. Trigger finger. On my cue, when I say go, you have to sprint, And when you sprint, all you gotta do is just 90-degree elbow, right? On my cue. 5, 4, 3, set, go, 90-degree. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So far, so good. So what we're looking for at, just to make sure that I get your name right, Albert. Okay. So what I gather from Albert as a 55-year-old kid at heart, because every senior still has that kid in us, right? We still want to go biking, feel the wind in our hair, be able to feel the freedom of riding. Is what we want to figure out is that try to find out the root cause if you even have a problem. Remember, you haven't even told me if you have a problem or not, okay? I just want to see how you ride. Although I can already see from where I'm standing, I can already see that there might be something that I'm going to discuss later, okay? Okay, so a typical session involves majority of the time is a good talk with a specimen. So you can be a newbie, you can be a seasoned rider. It doesn't matter what background you come from, it doesn't matter what bike you have, it's always the same. And what we do is that we try as much as possible not to discuss the issues of the rider so that we don't get influenced with our solution. We prefer that we watch him naturally ride, and based on how he is riding, we could immediately conclude the fix. Because more often than not, when you let the rider make the suggestions, it's always biased because it's coming from his own opinion. So we use this. Okay, Tom, let's just try if it's gonna fit. Lift it up. Let's just see if we need to. So we use this basic mag trainer to set up the bike so we can suspend the rider and let him ride freely and see his mannerisms of riding. Then we're gonna remove this for a moment. Yeah? Okay. We just ride, nothing special. Just we are just gonna watch you ride. So don't say anything, don't mention which one hurts or etc. Just ride, and then based on how you ride, I'm sure we're gonna come up with a solution. If number one, if you're already perfect and you're just being really such a perfectionist, I'm gonna tell you right away if you ride really good already. But if we find something that is a good area for improvement, then yeah, let's work on that. Okay, so let me just summarize. Do not tell me what's wrong with you or what you think is wrong with you. Your natural riding habit will give away what we need to work on, because sometimes if I ask you directly, you're gonna have so much opinion based on what you think is wrong. But when we watch you do it, it's not wrong, you just think it's wrong. Okay? Sometimes, oh coach, you know what, I think I have an injury here because this is weaker. That's what you think. But in fact, the one that is wrong is the left foot, and this is just compensating. That's why it hurts here. But actually, this is the one that's wrong. So I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe that's the reason why you're here. Later, after the whole program, let's talk again. And then based on your experience, I want you to reveal your expectations and what really happened. And if you really think that there was a tangible improvement. If there was an improvement. If not, you tell right away, okay? But we're gonna find out. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna ride on the flats, just like what usually happens, and then let's test you on the climb. Let's see what happens, because usually whatever is wrong with you is amplified on climbing, because that's where everyone usually have get messed up, okay? Okay, Tom, hold this one first a little bit, just to make sure that everything's stable.
Too heavy for me? No.
No, you're fine. Okay.
Okay, the moment of
So
truth.
at the moment, let's check. We will go to the flats. There you go. Just give me 10 minutes. I see that you have a power meter, so you can make a tangible comparison if there's a change or not. No, not now. Just movement. Okay, next, can you hold on to your hoods? There you go. And just like what I overheard a while ago, biomechanics is not about racing. Okay, it's not about racing. It's about making you so excited to bike every day. You know, the excitement, oh, I just want to ride because I like the feeling. Joining organized events will just be a bonus. If you just want to join an organized, if you want to beat your personal record, that's on you. What we want to do here is that we're going to build a foundation where from today at age 55 until you're 80 years old, holding on to your bike becomes one of the most beautiful things that you can do, okay? Whatever happens after that is a bonus. Joining ODAX, joining LETAP, joining maybe perhaps in the future a duathlon or triathlon, but the basic foundation we have to start today. And when we say basic foundation, bike fit is just part of it. In fact, it's just going to be 10% of what we're going to be doing. The most important thing is developing the engine. Which means, once we develop the engine, which is you, improving your technique, your strategy, your tactic, the way you ride, it means now that wherever you go, it can be a climb, it can be a long ride, it can be a short ride, it can be just circuit riding, the way you ride will always be the same. Okay, so that will be our expectation. Then let's see what's gonna happen next, okay? Okay, time check. After 2 minutes, we're gonna start climbing. That's a beautiful bike. Super beautiful, classic, all-around bike. It's a Cervelo, what?
That's R5.
R5.
Yeah.
Oh, really nice. Size?
58.
58. Wow. 58. Okay, just keep on going. Don't change. Don't change gears. We're just gonna go to the climb, okay? Just 5 minutes. So the reason why we normally go to the climb is because if there's something wrong with you, everything will be amplified here. Yeah?
I'm focusing on.
Yeah. Okay, so if you notice the way Albert is riding, once we get to the climbing portion of the test, this is where everything starts to come out. One particular item that you can really see is his foot position. The way he is pedaling, the way he is producing torque is really more about putting a lot of quads in it, okay? If he continues to do this, he's going to have a lot of lactic acid accumulation on his quads. That will just increase his heart rate, and then it becomes a domino effect. And the way he's riding right now, his head is down, is because he's trying to put a lot of force on the pedal. And then, if I may request, try to imagine looking forward, like the road. Okay, stay there. Just keep it going, okay? Try to imagine something across the room to mimic, because I really need to see how your body is twisting, how the upper body is moving. This will give us a very clear, undisputable data. It's not numbers, okay? It's not about wattage. It's not about your RPM. It's not about speed, it's really how your body starts changing under load. And this load will expose which muscles you're using, which muscles are not being used. Just keep on going, okay? I'm just gonna test you. Just keep on going. Just keep on riding, okay? I'm just gonna try to feel your foot, because just by feeling your foot, you can already see how you are producing rotational force. That's what you call torque, okay? And this is when you start slowing down considerably. This is when the lactic acid starts taking over. All this stuff starts to collapse. Once your upper body collapses, then it becomes a domino effect. Then all of a sudden, this is the significant part, you're gonna start seeing your hands dropping backward. This is a natural reaction of the body when the lower back starts stiffening up. This is a natural reaction of the body when the upper back starts stiffening up. So this is this is fantastic data, okay? It's not about heart rate, it's not about your speed, it's not about your cadence, it's not about your power meter. And that's not even, you've only done 3 minutes on the climb. And yet it's still already significant. This is good. What do you feel? Done, right? Okay, so stay there. Wow, okay. That is, I'm happy with what I see, because I can tell you right now with confidence that you can be better 200% today. Whatever you showed today is raw potential, super raw. So let me describe to you now what I think is happening without you telling me anything a while ago. If you continue to ride like this, even on the first hour, second hour, you will have numb fingers if you hold here longer, okay? When you're tired, the natural reaction of your body is sliding your hands backward. In fact, I can already see that your most comfortable is holding here.
Yes.
Holding here would be your happiest moment. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's because this is the brutal truth about it. You're more than 6 foot. You're 186 centimeters. And yet, your stem is how long? How long is your stem?
I think it's 70 or something.
It's 70 centimeters. 70 millimeters, sorry. Imagine, you're 186 centimeters tall, and yet, you're using a 70 millimeter stem. That shows us that the top tube is too long for you. But, based on your height, a size 58 bike fits you based on the chart. So when you go inside a bike shop, they ask you, how tall are you? 186 centimeters. Size 58. For your height, you should be using a 100 millimeter stem, 120 millimeter stem. Agree? You don't know.
I don't like to stretch.
No, you don't like to stretch because from the start, the bike is already too long for you. So you can never use a 100 millimeter stem. And that's why, to compensate, you had to shorten the stem. But in the real biomechanical tuning world, the way a bike is designed, it's designed to have a minimum of 90 millimeter stem.
For this size or for any size?
Any size. 90 should be the minimum. That's how they design frames. So when they design frames, they don't design it for a 60 or 70 millimeter frame. So when you watch European pro racing, you would almost never see anyone using a 70. In fact, 120 to 150 millimeter stem, 150 is quite normal. And then you ask, really? But how come whenever we go to the bike shop, we never see anything like that? But why is it like that? Remember, we're just making the European professional cycling as an example, because those guys have to be subjected to so much stress every day. Meaning, every millimeter change in the bike matters. Imagine, you just climb for 2.5 minutes, everything already hurts. Imagine, those guys, they have to ride 200 kilometers a day. Riding 6 to 7 hours a day for 21 days straight in the Tour de France. Meaning, every adjustment was finely calculated for them to be at optimum posture, first and foremost, before they can apply maximum power. On the other hand, in your case, I can guarantee you, we can both go to the gym. You can out lift me on a bench press, right? You can out leg press me. Just because, genetically, you have a bigger engine. I can never beat you in a gym. That's a fact. But I can always run over you, bike over you in any bike ride. Why is it that so? It's because maybe my only difference is that I am more efficient than you. That's the only difference. But by design, you are more powerful. It's just that the way you are applying your power is so inefficient, you can only do it for 2.5 minutes. So what's our objective now? Our objective now is not to make you more powerful because you're already powerful. We're just gonna change the way you ride. Okay? But the way you ride, we also have to change the fit of the bike. Because right now, would you believe that at 70 you're still overstretched? Right? Like, come on. Why do I know? What are the signs that you're still overstretched? When you're tired, you slide your hands back here. It's a natural reaction of the brain. The brain is so smart. Nature designed our brain to always go to survival mode. You would agree on that, right? When the body is under stress, the brain reverts to the ancient genetic expression of survival. It starts to forget about the bike ride, forget about the climb, forget about the speed. You start adjusting naturally without even you thinking about it, looking for the right sweet spot. I'm sure you've always felt that sometimes when you're under stress riding. Sometimes everything just shuts down, you just want to hold here, just to survive the whole ride. Agree? So, without us talking about what's wrong with you, it was so obvious that, number one, you use your quads too much. So majority of the torque is the rotational force. When you look at your power meter, because I see that you have a power meter, what does the power meter measure? Well, your power. The force, right?
There's a flight.
Right.
Yeah.
But the power meter does not measure which muscles you're using.
Right.
You agree? So we can both use 300 to 400 watts now, but how come you get tired fast? It's because that 400 watts is only generated by one muscle group. And when that muscle gets tired, what happens? You start swinging around. Your back starts drooping like this. Your hand starts doing this. True? On the other hand, I'm producing 400 watts, but I'm rock solid. It's like I'm just floating in air. Again, the only difference is your biomechanics is not efficient yet. So I'm gonna tell you now, the bike fitting part of this one will only take 5 minutes. We can only change so much, right? I cannot cut your frame. At the same time, I don't want you to upgrade anything here. The first thing we want to do is I'm gonna ask you to buy something else. So our first priority is how can we change this without you spending any extra money. Once we adjust this, and how do we adjust the bike? We adjust the bike based on, okay, remember this, we will be adjusting the bike based on how you will ride. So, the way we will be adjusting it, it's like, Coach, I overheard you a while ago, I just want to enjoy cycling. I'm not into racing, which is majority of us. In fact, 90% of us just want to enjoy cycling. So the way I'm going to adjust this right now is for you to be able, when you hold it, you don't feel any stress. That's fun. Next, and the next level is, now you don't feel any stress, why don't we now transform your body to be a decent climber? Not last for 2.5 minutes and then you're done. we're gonna make you last now for 20 minutes. That's a big jump, right? From 2.5 minutes and then you're dead. If this works out, now I'm gonna make you climb same gear, but this time 20 minutes and you're still smiling. Then I think we did something correct. Okay? So, too long, numb fingers, lower back pain, quad pain. The moment that you get off, you feel like you have jello legs. We have to remove that. Okay? So from day one, if we met day one, I would already advise you get a shorter top tube so that now you can get a longer stem. But since this is longer, you had to compensate by having a shorter stem. That's a clear explanation? Okay. Unfortunately, the frame is already here. Of course, I can't tell you to change it, but you just had to be aware of that. Okay? So now, we have to make the most of what you have right now. And that's the reason why you always have numb hands and numb fingers after a long ride. Let's test that again. Hold here, like this. Yeah. Supposedly, that's where you ride all the time. Climbing on the flats. That's why when you watch the Tour de France, they always hold here, right? Climbing, sprint, whatever. This is too far. So this part, remove your hands, not this one. Make a fist. See, all of a sudden, wow, that's huge difference, right? When you hold here, look, hold again. This becomes too low, your neck starts to hurt. Because you end up having to look at the highway.
And not for too long also.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, to make, remember our deal a while ago, I want you to get excited biking all the time. So when you start making this fist, can you make the fist again so that we just have a video of you? Okay, I'm gonna take a video of you right now, okay? So we have a before and after. Can you go to the old position? Yes, that's it. Stay there. Okay, so this is your current position right now. Too overstretched, you can see the flexion on your neck is very extreme. Like literally, you're gonna have neck pain. Now, I'm just gonna guide you. Keep this steady. Remove this. Make a fist. Put it here. Next, make a fist. Put it here. Do this. Straighten. All of a sudden, you feel taller. You agree? Knees together. The other one, higher, stop. Squeeze the frame together. Now you can now feel the core, right?
Yeah.
When you want to recover, straighten. When you want to attack, when you want to recover, straighten. So meaning, in a properly fitted bike, you don't remove your hands here.
Okay.
Right now, what's happening is that you always move your hand depending on where you're comfortable.
Right.
All the time, you're like changing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens, right? Okay, so in a perfect scenario, this should be anchor points. They never move. You would see on the video later, I'll show you, when you're uncomfortable, you hold here, right? Because you hold here now, there's no grip. So you end up doing this. You don't feel secure. So this is the starting point. I'm sure that's a new idea for you.
Correct.
It's not the top tube, it's not the length of this. I don't care what length is this. Our reference point is, can you hold this? If you can't hold this, everything has to change. We need to adjust everything for you to be able to hold this. Unless you can hold this, you'll never be able to climb with so much torque. You'll never be able to do the 90-degree elbow, everything. So that's where we're gonna be starting our biomechanics. Comment. For us Asians, top tube length is more important than size, because size, and people are not aware of this one. When you say size, this is 58, not this. They don't talk about this. It's this, because for Europeans, it's more important inseam. Because Europeans by nature have a longer torso.
Yeah.
You may have the same height, but they have longer torso, longer hands.
Your limbs are slightly.
And just like what Tom described a while ago, 90% when you're in business, imagine you're Cervelo, you can only make 6 sizes. You can't make unlimited sizes, right? Unlike shoes, there's 42, 42.5, 43, 40 bikes. So for you, you only have literally, when you buy a bicycle on the store, you only have two choices. What's the choice? Large or the lower one? Or large or the higher one? True? So for all of us buying in the bike shop, we are only given two choices. And that's one size fits all. And you know what's worse? When you buy modern bikes right now, the stems are already included, right? You cannot tell a bike shop owner you just paid what 10,000 Singapore dollars and said, can you change that 1,000 Singapore dollar stem? Oh, they won't change it, because the moment that they change it, what happens? They have to remove all the cables, redo everything, and that expensive integrated handlebar, how do you think can they sell that? That's already secondhand. That's why they don't encourage that. Makes sense? Well, you showed me. That's why I said, I don't even know. Maybe you're perfect. But what you showed me a while ago, it was so obvious, right? I didn't say it's wrong. You told me it's wrong. Because your body action showed me that you're adjusting here. But if someone sees you biking, they would know that it fits you. But I'm not about the fit. I'm about how does your body reacts. Especially when they take a photo of you because you're not moving. Ah, it fits, perfect. But did you even see Albert climb? He's climbing like this. And then his hands are like sliding already. You don't see that when you're fresh. And that's the reason why you're here, because you don't know what's wrong with you, right? So what if we change the story? Okay, Albert, when you ride, let me know what's wrong. Well, I don't know what's wrong. That's why I'm here. In fact, I'm sure you don't know why you can't climb as comfortable. So that's my job now. My job, let's forget about the measurements. Let's forget about the sizing and cadence and power. At the end of the day, if you can start climbing with me on the big ring in Mount Faber, I think we're gonna have a high five and did a good job. See, you cannot imagine. You cannot imagine climbing Mount Faber. What if I make you a deal? What if we climb Mount Faber minimum 5 times on the big ring? See, you're laughing at me. But that's a good deal, right? Because if you can do that, it means that everything that you did here was worth your time. And that's what the industry tells you. Ah, buy this because it's a climbing bike. Now I tell you back, did you become a climber the next day? In 2.5 minutes, you couldn't even continue climbing. In 2.5 minutes. And you know the irony behind it? This is a climbing bike. So those are the concepts of biomechanics, not bike fitting. Bike fitting is just numbers. Power meter, sure, it's good. But it only shows you, again, your metric, not how you produce the power. How you produce the power is the secret sauce. And you know the story of Tank, right? Big guy, but good climber. I'm sure you're gonna learn the story of Jad. Just started biking during the pandemic. Now, they're climbing Mount Faber 15 times, like an ordinary day, on the big ring. And that's going to be my promise to you. Your certification minimum, 5 times Mount Faber, on the big ring. Using this bike without buying anything new.
That's good.
Okay? Remember, that's my promise. But I had to tell you it's big because I want to be transparent. So that in the future, and you decide to do something, now you can really get the right bike for you with a proper stem. Okie dokie.
Okay.
So we're gonna start. Now you recover fast. For the record, you've been climbing for 20 minutes. You sprinted on the climb. And then once you got to the summit, you were able to time trial and sprint. Now we're gonna do that again, okay? Do the trigger finger. There you go. Trigger finger. On my cue, when I say go, you have to sprint, huh? And when you sprint, all you gotta do is just 90-degree elbow, right? On my cue. 5, 4, 3, set, go, 90 degree. Come on, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Recover. Straighten up. There you go. Stay. Perfect recovery. Drop your heels, okay? Last one. I just wanted to prove to you that you can now do multiple sprints and not die. And this is after 20 minutes of climbing. 5, 4. Drop your heels, 3, 2, attack. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Recover. Done. Done. Hold it. Now, I want you to get off the bike and I want to talk to you. I'm not going to give you time to recover. Let's see how your legs feel after 20 minutes of climbing, 3 sprints. We're going to remove this. Okay, my friend.
My heart rate is not beating too fast.
Is that relevant? Very important, right?
Yes.
It means that you can recover faster even after climbing for 20 minutes.
They didn't disown me like the first 2.5 minutes just now.
They didn't disown you.
Yeah.
So now that you've experienced it, remember I told you a while ago, you have raw potential. You were just here for 90 minutes. What did we do? We just changed your biomechanics. We made you more efficient. And with one session, it solved everything. You became a decent climber. You felt that, right? You became a sprinter. You became a time trialist. And yet now you can sprint multiple times without dying. Usually, now it doesn't look so impossible anymore. 10 climbs in Mount Faber becomes our normal morning workout.
Well, for one, it is more personalized.
Okay.
That's a plus.
Okay.
Then the second thing is like it is relevant to my body anatomy, to the bike frame itself.
Right.
Granted that previously I've done the setup. Now it is more fitting like a glove.
Because it's customized to how you're gonna ride.
Yes, more of how the setup can allow some certain muscle group to activate.
I like that word.
Yeah.
New muscles group to activate.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this to some newbies?
Yes. To even seasoned rider.
To even seasoned riders.
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Well, not all bike are set up the right way. Not even the same frame to the same rider is set up the right way. Yeah. So there's a potential to unearth, so why not?
Okay, very good. So, our next project is number 1, we ride a TMCR so that we apply whatever you learned here in real world and then we climb Mount Faber. That's part of the program. And we're very excited because you know why we're excited? Because we need someone where Tank can draft behind. Because when Tank draft behind me, it's useless because I'm so small. So we need you this time in TMCR so that Tank can take a rest, okay? Because for me and Jad over there, when Tank drafts behind me and Jad, it's useless. So we need you, okay? Good job, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Beautiful.